Yo, what's up internet? My name is Anthony and today we're going to evaluate the Raiders 2013 NFL draft class. They say it takes 4 years to fully evaluate a class, and it's been 4 years. Overall, this draft was pretty weak, as most players in the first round are either not with the same team that drafted them or not in the NFL at all, and the Raiders are certainly no exception. Weak class or not, here are my grades. I take into account the round they were drafted and evaluate them based off the expectations of those rounds. Here we go. In the first round, we have cornerback DJ Hayden. I'm going to give this one a D. DJ Hayden was never able to develop into the cornerback the Raiders hoped he could be. He has the athletic ability to be a starting cornerback in the league, but was always caught panicking with a holding penalty or a pass interference. Him leaving and signing with the Detroit Lions was probably best for both sides. Hayden gets a chance to be an NFL cornerback without the expectations that come with being a first-round draft pick. In the second round, we have tackle Menelik Watson. I'm going to grade him at a C. Menelik Watson is an athletic freak for an offensive lineman. When he did play, he usually played pretty well. The main problem with him was he kept on getting hurt. I don't know if there was anything he could have done about it, but I would have liked to have brought him back. He might not be dependable as a starter, but he can be counted on to spot start and play pretty well. However, the contract that the Broncos paid him definitely put him out of our price range. Next up, we have third round pick, C.O. Moore. I'm going to grade him at a D. He looked fantastic his first year as our starting weak side linebacker. However, he was a bit of a hothead and just didn't fit in with Jack Del Rio. Ultimately, he was traded to the Colts and has bounced around the league since. He showed a lot of promise as a rookie, but it was sad to see what happened to him. A third round pick is supposed to be a solid starter who could develop further, but he was never able to control his emotions. In the fourth round, we got quarterback Tyler Wilson. I'm going to grade this one an F. He was a wasted fourth round pick. He got beat up by Matt McGloin for the third quarterback role and was sent to the practice squad. After getting picked up by the Titans, he was ultimately let go later in the season. It's one thing for a fourth round pick who doesn't develop, but it's a whole nother thing to have never been on an active roster. I don't blame McKenzie for taking a shot at a quarterback, but he should have evaluated Wilson better and spent the pick on someone else. In round number 6, the Raiders got running back Latavius Murray. I have to give this one an A. Finding a starting running back in the 6th round is quite the steal. He's a 2-year starter and even made the Pro Bowl. He recently signed a 3-year, $15 million deal with the Vikings, marking the end of his time with the Raiders. The Raiders had no real interest in re-signing him, especially for that price. McKenzie probably got the most use out of him, and I wish him the best in Minnesota. However, I do think he's going to get exposed behind that terrible O-line. Next up is another 6th round pick in Stacy McGee. I'm going to give this one a B. Stacy McGee is a perfect example of what you want to happen to a 6th round draft pick. He developed into a quality starting defensive tackle in the NFL. The Raiders might have developed him a little too well since he ended up being priced out of the Raiders' price range. He went from a 6th round pick to a player in a rotation to starting defensive tackle to the best defensive tackle on the team. I wish him the best with the Redskins, but I wish he was able to re-sign with the Raiders. Next up, we have another 6th round pick in Mike Rivera. I have to give this one an A. Finding a quality player for 4 years in the 6th round deserves some credit. Rivera is a terrible blocker, but he's a reliable, yet unspectacular receiving tight end. It seemed the Raiders were always trying to upgrade the tight end position, yet he always stuck around. It's not surprising he left the Raiders once his rookie contract was up, and we never really made much of an effort to try and re-sign him. We are on to the 7th and final round, and we start with Bryce Butler. He gets a grade of B. If only he played as well in the preseason as he did during the regular season. He would always look like the next big thing, only to disappear during the regular season. The Raiders got to trade him for a draft pick with the Cowboys, and he re-signed with them at a 1-year, $1.1 million contract. In the end, he was a 7th round pick, and the fact that we were able to get a pick out of him means the Raiders got something right. As a bonus, we have our last pick in David Bass. There is no available grade for him. Bass was cut during the preseason and hung around the next few years on various teams as a practice squad, reserve, or special teams player. He's an example of what typically happens to a 7th round pick. Alright, there you guys have it, my grades for the Raiders 2013 NFL draft class. If you guys have any opinions or have something you want to say, please put them in the comment section below, and have a good day. Yeah.